So, welcome to Fast Track Lesson 6, and we're going to further our discussion on food combining. Just a quick review. We're talking through how to have a perfect day, and we call that the bulletproof shield. We follow the bulletproof shield, we have a perfect day. You have 2 perfect days in a row, and we're locking it down, ripping off the efficient fat-burning knob. The rules are easy, they're practical, they're sustainable, and they're fun once you really get into this and realize you're going to get a really positive outcome. You can do this the rest of your life, and it's so easy. So food combining, we're trying to control insulin. That's why this is so important. And with the right ratio of protein and fiber to carbohydrate, we can easily neutralize and control insulin. We can even take some foods and put them together and turn that meal into exercise on a plate. So we drink our water. That's the first rule. Then we journal, bite it, write it. That's the second rule. Then food combining, as we started discussing in the last Fast Track video. So we will be soon learning how to categorize foods, categories 1 through 7, so we know how to put them together ourselves and control insulin. Insulin is the fat bus. Appetite goes up, fat storage takes place, and efficient fat burning stops for up to 2 days. You could be getting on the scales and seeing a drop if you just started some diet. First 3 letters of the word diet spelled die. We need a lifestyle. And sometimes we'll start a diet, we'll get on the scales and the number goes down. We think that diet's working. But if you're not controlling insulin, that's just water and glucose. It's not very much fat, if any. You have to control growth hormone, fat storage hormone, in order to efficiently burn fat. So as it relates to our food combining model, we're teaching you how to put whole foods together, 2, sometimes 3 or 4 whole foods together. Hey, don't get too worried. It's really easy to do once you get the hang of it. So we're putting those whole foods together, or we're purchasing products at our local grocery store down the inner aisles that have the right nutritional profile. Once we learn food combining, we can eat things like canned soup. Now, before you start throwing stones, because everybody's wanting to move to this clean eating stuff, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You still need to know how to eat cereal, how to eat soup, how to eat ice cream, all these various things. And guess what? There's a ton of them in the marketplace down those inner aisles. We're going to have you focus on the perimeter of the grocery store and putting real food together. But when you need some of that other stuff down the inner aisles, you still have to make sure that it controls insulin. The foods and the products down the inner aisles are notorious for spiking insulin. That's part of our problem, keeping those high levels of growth hormone running through our bloodstream. So once you learn how to do this, you'll even be able to perfectly pair items with almost any item down the inner aisles and make it work and be able to control insulin. How do we know? Well, while you're learning, we have a massive food library. Within that food library is approved products that are approved to help neutralize and control insulin when you follow the description. Give you an example. If you purchased an approved Healthy Choice soup or an approved Campbell's soup, not all of them are approved, but a lot of them are. If you purchase one of those, we might just have you add a lean protein like chicken breast to the soup. Now, you don't have to necessarily put it in there, but on the side, we want to get that protein at the right ratio to the carbohydrate so that we neutralize insulin. We can do that with any of those foods. Not all are approved because some are going to be so processed or so high in sugar and starch, it doesn't matter how much chicken we put with it, we're not going to be able to neutralize insulin. But thankfully, our food library has tens of thousands of items in it. Tens of thousands. It's amazing. And we're adding to it every single week. So as you're figuring it out, you just tune into the food library on your phone, on your computer, on your iPad, whatever, and all of a sudden, boom, right at your fingertips, you can see what foods are approved, what foods aren't. It's really easy to do. You'll also notice that all the food library items have what we call a weight loss meter. The more negative the number, the better the insulin control. That's pretty awesome. You'll also sometimes want to prepare a recipe, not just put 2 foods together, not just buy a canned soup. You're going to want recipes. We have a database full of recipes, and if you follow the description, These recipes have the right swaps. We fixed the traditional recipes, whether it be spaghetti, whether it be a casserole, whether it be mac and cheese, whatever it is, we've got a recipe for it where we've taken a traditional recipe and we fixed it just by exchanging some ingredients. With food combining, what we're trying to do is keep slow digesting fats away from fast digesting carbs. So our entire food library does that, controls insulin. Our entire recipe library does that, controls insulin. If we give you a meal plan, controls insulin. But it goes back to that old saying, you can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. But if you teach him to fish, he can eat for a lifetime. That's what we do. You know why no one else doesn't, no one else does that? They just give you the fish, they give you the product or whatnot, and they don't teach you what's behind the science of it, because you also destroy your market base because you're teaching people how to do this for themselves. And that's our mission, is that we get you started and we hold your hand, but down the road, you have figured this out. You know how to do it for yourself. And maybe you keep doing the deep dive with us and you come go with us at the I Am Faithfully Fit classes. And we keep doing, we learn about our thyroid. We learn about hormones. We learn about optimizing our endocrine system, all these different fun things. But right now you're going through fast track and you're going to take the test, pass test, and earn the badge. And part of that testing to make sure you're getting this so that one day you'll be able to do it for yourself is understanding the Bulletproof Shield and why these rules exist, like drinking your water, journaling, and now food combining to control insulin. All right, so that's the end of food combining right now. In our next lesson,